Good morning. Gorgeous morning. It's about just after 6 a.m. The house is still sleeping. Everybody's still sleeping. It's quiet. Listen. I think you can hear that. I always grew up when I was a kid. I was born and raised, but I was always we were city kids. Or let's be fair, we were suburbia kids. We were in the suburbs. We weren't living we didn't. I was born in Toronto, but I was raised in Mississauga. So it was like we were in the suburbs. But now I live in the country, and I should have moved out here 25 years ago. Dar and I only moved out here. I think we've been here almost 5 years. And yeah, I should have done this about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Well, enough to listen to the birds, and as nice as it is. Like, you could just sit here all day, have your coffee, have your morning smoke, sit and listen to it. I can listen to it all day long.
I've been driving down this old road for so long I don't know when. If I could go back in time, you know I'd do it all again. I grew up breathing diesel, riding steel and chrome. I worked damn hard to get where I'm at, and I did it on my own. 'Cause I'm a wheelburner.
As you can see, I'm sitting on my truck, or I'm sitting on the back wheels of my truck. And what I just want to briefly talk about to you guys is, and this is directed at the owner-operators. This is the new owner-operator. You know, you made that decision, you became an owner-operator for whatever reasons. You want to be your own boss, you want to make your own hours, you want to go home when you want to ever go home. You want to be the one to make the decisions. Great. We're all there. You know, all of us that are owner-operators, we're all in the same boat you are. But there are things that maybe you don't think about as an owner-operator. I got to get more of that into me. And here's a big one for me. And I see this all the time. And you guys need to seriously think about this. When you're done at the end of your week, or at the end of your 2 weeks, or whatever, when you go home, for example, I park my truck right in my driveway, right? I've got the property to do it. I don't just park the truck, turn it off, empty all my crap out of it, go in the house and forget about this truck. The truck is your responsibility. It's no longer a company truck. It's no longer you turn the truck off on Friday, and if there's anything wrong with it, it's the company's problem. You fill out a form and they do this and they do that, and it's their problem. That's not the case anymore. Now, it's your problem. So what I do, this is what I do. I'm not saying you have to do this, but I would strongly suggest it. I prefer to do it like this, where it's quiet, right? I'm not, you know. The other thing is, think about, this is just for me. When I come home on the weekends, I want to spend as much time as I can with my family. So I do this in the morning. They're all still in bed. Most of them. So I'm not taking away from my family time, right? Nothing you want to hear. There's nothing worse you want to hear from your wife than, God damn it, you're in that truck for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You come home and fuck your God damn it, and you're playing with that truck some more. No, you don't want to hear that. So try to do it when, you know, the family's asleep or everybody's gone groceries or whatever. When you've got 20 minutes or a half an hour to yourself, this is the time to do it. I just started it up. I just turned it off, so she's full of air. And this is the time where any of the little things that I may have missed on my pre-trip, right? Anything I may have missed on my pre-trip during the week. Now, we're pretty thorough with our pre-trips, but let's face it, in our mind, in our headspace, we got a job to do. And once we do that pre-trip, we turn that truck on, we want to go to work, or at least I do. I'm not messing around. So now I've got the time. put the truck in. So I turn the truck on, let it build air, turn it off. The truck's still cool, right? It's still cool. I didn't let it warm up. That didn't let the engine warm up. I just started it long enough to build air so I could listen for any. And this is the time you do that. Now I'm going to go around, which I've already done, but you go around and you're listening for any kind of air leak everywhere. Like, with the exception of the dog barking 2 miles down the road, it's quiet here. If there's anything leaking, any air leaking or any audibles they're called, you're going to hear them now. And this is the time to do it. So I'm going to listen for audibles. I'm going to check all my wheels carefully. I'm going to check all my wheel seals, and see if anything's leaking. Again, you're supposed to be doing this kind of stuff while you're doing your pre-trip in the morning. But when you're doing your pre-trip, you are rushed for the most part. This is the time. Let's check your shocks. Any of your shocks blown? How do you know if your shock is blown? Anybody know how to tell if your shock is blown or not? Well, what are the indicators? This is the time to do it. It would have been better, believe it or not, if I'd have washed the truck last night and brought it in and had a nice clean truck. Then you can get a better indicator of anything's leaking, especially things like shocks or, under the engine. You can't just rely on looking under your truck to see if anything's dripping. That's not a good enough indicator. There might be something, you might have something like, oh, and I'll give you an example. I didn't realize this. It's not dripping. There's nothing dripping on the ground. There's no oil. But I have seepage all the way around the front of my oil pan. Now, is this a major, major problem? No. Does it need to be fixed? Absolutely. 100%. It needs to be fixed. It's something that's going to go in as soon as I can get it in, which will probably be Monday night, maybe Tuesday morning. Is this something that I should keep it off the road? No. It's not leaking onto the ground, so if you're just doing a quick and looking under your truck, you're not going to spot it. This is the time. Put your shit together, climb under your truck, or at least get down on your hands and knees, stick your head under your truck, get your hood open. This is the time as well. Daylight. Most of the time I'm doing my pre-trip, it's still dark out. You're sitting there with a flashlight. Get your hood open. Yeah, you're going to check your oil. You're going to check your coolant levels. You're going to check all of that stuff. But now's the time to go through your engine, piece by piece. Check where the head gasket is. Check where your gasket is. Check your turbo. Check all your neoprene hoses. Check all of those. Cracks, seepage, any kind. Check all your clamps that hold all those hoses. How many times? I don't know how many times. I've just been going through and just tapped on. I'm doing this. I tap, and one of the clamps goes, little loose. Go grab your screwdriver, give it a couple turns, tighten it up. This is the time to do it. So what I'm trying to emphasize to you as a new owner operator, just because you park that truck doesn't mean your job is done. Doesn't mean the job is done. Your job does not end when you turn this truck off. Your job is done when the truck is off. You've made sure it's safe and it's ready to go for the next day or for your next trip, whenever it is, tomorrow, the next day, the day after. And then once you've done that, like for example, today, I've taken care of this already. You know what? It's 6:30 something in the morning. I got the rest of the day. I got the rest of the day to spend with my family, do the things I want to do. I got two full days at home this week. That's very rare for me. I don't have to go anywhere till Monday morning. Love it. Very rarely do I get. Usually I come rolling in Friday afternoon, Friday night, and I'm back out Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. This week here, I don't. I got a good weekend here. So we've got plans, but do I want those plans to be taken, that time for those plans to be taken up with messing around with my truck? No. But it's got to be done. You guys got to remember, it's got to be done. You're going to kick yourselves in the ass. I promise you will kick yourself in the ass. You're coming northbound on I-81 and you're rolling into the rest area and they pull you in for an inspection, and it's something, they nail you for something that you could have picked off like that. A 30-second fix or a 30-second thing that you could have picked off and had it taken care of. Next thing you know, you're out of service for. You could have taken care of it right here in your damn driveway. So there you go. The job ain't over when you get home. If you want to be an owner-operator, you want the prestige, remember, you better take all the responsibility that goes with it. You know what, guys? It's a good weekend. It's actually a great weekend. Who the hell am I kidding? So let's enjoy it. If you're at home, hopefully you're enjoying it. You're enjoying your time with your family. You're taking the time to do the things that you want to do with your friends and family. I am. So if you're at home, have a good time. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you down the road.